Hi, I'm Ray Arcade. Welcome to my channel. The last time we were at the Miami Jersey Shore house, Ronnie and Sammi's relationship was on an emotional roller coaster, ending with Ronnie out at a club, cheating on Sammi. Snooki and Jenny wrote an anonymous note to Sammi, telling her exactly what Ronnie has been up to. What will happen next? Take my hand as we find out on this Jersey Shore retrospective. Today, we are going over Season 2, Episode 5, called The Letter, and it premiered on August 26, 2010. The episode opens on Snooki and Jenny telling Angelina that they wrote the note. Angelina says she doesn't want to have any part in it. Snooki and Jenny are trying to get her involved, I think, so there can be a more thinned out spreading of the blame so they don't take all of the blame. Angelina keeps saying she doesn't know shit about Ron. I think that's fair because Angelina already has a target on her back in the house, and she does not need more hate coming her way. We get a fun, quick scene of Jenny analyzing her big boobies in a mirror.
One like that. Like that. Like that. Oh well.
And she wants them up higher, but like, Jenny, girl, don't be self-conscious about them. They look great. Your gals look great. Your tatas. Your jugs. Your bazongas. Awooga. Jenny and Snooki go out to a club during Pride Week, and they're dancing with some queens in the club, and they look like they're having fun. At another club, Mike and the boys are heading home. Mike is able to wrangle up 2 women, but there's 3 guys. Now, Mike did invite another girl back to the house before he wrangled up those women just in case, and he forgot about her. So she's knocking on the door, right? And she brought a friend. According to Mike, this friend looks like a hippopotamus. She does not look like a hippopotamus. She looks, again, like a normal, cute woman. And I'm going to take time to say this now, okay? Maybe this is a low blow, but it seems fair. I think Mike needs to be humbled a little bit, right? Mike is great bod, okay? He doesn't, the face, Mike. It's just not like, you're not in a position to be critiquing people is what I'm saying. Am I out of line? Do you know what are you picking up what I'm putting down? I think they call them butterfaces. Don't come for me.
Don't make me go low blow. I will. I will.
Fat? You want to call me fat, Mike? Because that's what you call every woman. I can lose weight for free. You need about 10 grand to fix your face.
Unfortunately, Mike's fame only made his ego bigger instead of being humbled, so he became even more of an insufferable asshole when it comes to critiquing women and their looks. I really feel bad for some of the women that come on to this show. They think, oh, it's so much fun. I'm going to be on the Jersey Shore. I'm going to have a fun night, maybe, whatever. And then when it comes out, they get to see Mike the Situation calling them a hippo on national TV in front of millions of people. So they get to be the hippo, like, what the fuck? I mean, she didn't do anything. She's just existing. And now she's going to be known as, like, ugly. The fuck? So they come up with a plan. They're going to sneak the 2 girls that Mike had forgotten about into one room. They've got the 2 girls from another club in another room on the other side of the house, right? So they're discussing how they're going to divvy up these women. Like they're like pieces of candy they're trying to share, not like actual people. So they put the grenade to sleep, right? And then the other 3 are distributed evenly amongst the 3 guys. I think about this from time to time, and this happens a lot in the Jersey Shore house, where Paulie and Vinny are hooking up in their respective beds with women at the same time, right? Like they're doing it separately, but they're doing it within like 3 feet of each other. I feel like they're just like one trip and fall away from like a gangbang or like an orgy. And I think that's kind of weird. Am I wrong? I guess my question is doing it in that close proximity to your bro, does it enhance the experience for them, do you think? Or is it something where they're like, this is kind of awkward, but I have to power through? Like, I need to know. Or can men just like shut off their brains and be like, I'm getting it in. Not like nothing's going on. I cannot focus on anything else. I need to know what their thought process is. I'm fascinated. Maybe I'm spending too much time philosophizing about this or thinking about it, but like it comes unbidden to my mind. What do you think?
What's better than this? Guys being dudes.
Angelina is supposed to clean up the sink and the dishes, but she does not. Unfortunately, Angelina suffers from terminal laziness. It's a disease and it's incurable for some people, apparently. So she doesn't do anything. The boys come back from the grocery store and Mike is pissed. Now, don't get me wrong. I have seen the houses that they have lived in, and it's disgusting. I don't even think I could ever go on the Jersey Shore because I'm so type A. Their living conditions are nasty. But if it was her job to clean the sink and everybody else had done their share, then she's an asshole, right? So her and Mike get into it, and Mike does what he always does, and he calls her fat. I don't see why that has anything to do with the situation, pun, but the situation, calls her fat. Mike does apologize to her and they make up for now. And then Sammi volunteers all the girls to cook dinner for next Sunday family meal. Keep that in mind for the next episode. Jenny and Snooki are alone and they decide now is the time to leave Sammi the anonymous note about Ronnie and his cheating antics at the club. I don't know why they picked this specific time to leave the note because this was like one of Sammi and Ron's up moments. They were like very much in love on this day in particular. I think that they just left it to get it done and over with, right? They had said they were going to wait to see when Ronnie hurt Sammi again, but I think they were just like, this is going to air and Sammy's going to see that we didn't say anything. The longer it goes, the worse we look. It's like ripping a Band-Aid off. So let's just leave it. And then they were able to like scamper off to work. So Sammi finds the note. She's very clearly upset. She's shaking. And she's doing like a, who stole the cookies from the cookie jar? Was it you, Vinny? And he's like, I didn't write the note. And she's like, is it you, Polly? And he's like, I didn't write the note. And she's like, well, did you see any of this going on at the club? And they're like, no, I don't know. I don't know. I don't expect the boys to say anything, whatever, that's fine. Although it does make me think, if I saw one of my good friends cheating on their significant other, if I liked them, if I would tell their significant other. Seems complicated. For some reason, it seems like with men, it's a little easier for them to like have boy code, as they call it on the show, or maybe I'm not giving enough credit to men, or maybe the wrong thing to do is to tell your friend's boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or wife. I don't know. What would you do in that situation? Vinny is able to like whisper to Ronnie about the note before Sammy's able to tell him, and he immediately is pissed off, right? He's calling everybody jerk-offs, nobody around here minds their own business, blah, 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 blah. Not apologetic, makes no excuses for his behavior, but instead just gets mad that people are telling everybody his business. He says it's bullshit that people are telling Sammi stuff about things that happened when they weren't together. And I remember thinking, when I had originally watched this when it aired, thinking like, yeah, Ronnie's right, whatever. But that's not what fucking happened. And on rewatch, now that I'm like watching it back to back, he only went out one night when they weren't together and got like spicy and fresh with some women. Every other night after that was after he told Sam that she was his girlfriend. I feel gaslit. And I think it's because the episodes were coming out like, you know, weeks, 1 week here, 1 week there, 1 week there, that like you kind of don't remember. And I feel like he gaslit Sam, and I feel like he gaslit America. That's dramatic. But I'm just saying, like, it was easier for me to be on Ronnie's side because he's kind of like funny, has a little bit of karma in the time. But now looking back on it, he's just lying. He's just a liar. It feels like gaslighting. And I don't like to use that term lately, but Ronnie's like manipulation knows no bounds. Yo, I forgot my fucking red flag again. Anyway, here's a red flag for Ronnie's reaction to the note. So Ron is like leaning over Sam in her bed, trying to force her to accept his half-assed apology. And he says something like, I was hurt. That's why, you know, I cheated.
Huh?
Also, I would like to point out, you can see like a very clear picture of his cross with Jesus' face in it. And I gotta say, like, it's a really terrible, shitty picture of Jesus. Like, Ron, that man died for your sins. That's how you're gonna do him. Why does he have demon eyes? Why does Jesus look like that? What did you do to Jesus? Like, Ron is so cocky. He says while laughing,
I think I could talk my way out of the hole I've dug myself into. I mean, how big's a grave? 6 feet? Probably like 2.5, 3 feet down right now.
he clearly isn't sorry. I don't want to overanalyze everything Ronnie says because everything he says triggers me and I want to rip everything apart. But he says this and it kills me that he says this.
I gave you the chance, you spit in my face, so I'm gonna go do my own thing.
Like, what?
Ron?
He spit in her face. She didn't do anything. She is upset and embarrassed because he cheated on her. Like, what the fuck? Snooki and Jenny call the house from work trying to get a hold of one of the roommates to see if Sammi found the note. But unfortunately, Sammy's the one who answers the phone. And she asks them, did they write the note? And Jenny's like, what? No. What? Where? When? Who? Why? How? Okay. But Mike finds out while also at work and he is like laughing maniacally. It's really funny. I love when Mike is really into drama and he's really excited about it because he does this laugh that's like, ah, I can't do it. He's like, what? Ah. It's really funny. It gets me hyped for the drama too. But Mike does kind of let slip to Sam that maybe the dancing with multiple fat women might be true. Ronnie has an inkling that Sammi and Jenny wrote the note, and he's right. I mean, if it wasn't production, then it's pretty obvious it would be those two. He does this thing where he starts almost yelling at Sam, like over and over again. He's like, you either want this or you don't. You either want this or you don't. You either want this or you don't. And it's like he's trying to bombard Sam with making a decision on the spot right then and there. Even though she just found out that he cheated on her and all this stuff and she hasn't really had time to process it. I think he knows that. And I think he doesn't want her to sit with it for too long or she might suddenly be like, oh, I've been disrespected. This is embarrassing for me. You're a pig. So he's like trying to like force her into staying with him. So she doesn't give him an answer right away. He throws a fucking fit. Marches into his room and he grabs a little phone book and he sits down on the beanbag and he calls up his hometown honey. And it's so cringy. Ugh, it is so cringy watching him try to schmooze this girl.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi!
What have you been up to?
I miss you.
I know, I miss you too.
So what are you doing? Fill
Nothing.
me in. What's going
When
on?
did you say you were coming down to Miami?
The first week of May.
So you're gonna come see me?
Well, I would love to.
I'm saying, like, you know, I got my GT on, so you have to come down and help me with the S now. You know what I'm saying?
And, like, he's doing all this to make Sam jealous, obviously. His way of schmoozing her, this hometown honey, is to be like, I want you to have sex with me. Come down here and fuck me. That's how he's schmoozing her. And that girl's dumb because she was like, oh, tee. I want to fuck you. So him and Sammi get into a fight and they break up. And that's where the episode ends. What will happen next time? Will Ron and Sammi make up? Will they stay broken up? Will Sammi find out who wrote the note? Was he used to? We'll find out next time. Until then, I'm Ray Arcade. Stay crazy, stay wild. Bye. Can you sit? Give me a ball. Oh, so smart. Give other paw. Other paw. This one. This one. Spin. 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 Sit. Give me a paw. Other paw. Pretty. Pretty. She tried.